Happy Monday, Inspire Beauty. It is team training time, but today's team training is slightly different because it is all about summit prep. And so if you are on this call, I am guessing you are attending summit with us this summer. Or why even say this summer, Brittany? Like next week. How exciting. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Also, you can notice like why is it Summit 2018 that I titled my Summit Prep PDF? I don't know, you guys, but just bear with me. It is 2019. We are going to Summit. I'm going to break down tonight, like before we get to Summit, like what to do and expect this week. I'm going to talk about what to expect at the event when you're there and just some pro tips. I've been to Summit now. This will be my, oh my gosh, I went to Vegas my very first year. Y'all, it was crazy, and we outgrew that so fast. Summit was literally in one hotel there, and they have like convention centers, you know what I mean, in their hotels, and it's like if you've never been to Vegas, it's just a scary place to be. Don't go. No, I'm just kidding. But they have like convention centers in the hotel, and so it was a massive hotel, but it was only Beachbody coaches in that hotel. It was completely bought out, and we completely outgrew that though. And then we went to Nashville 2 years. My second year in Nashville, I want to say, is when we had our very first teammate join us. So like we've been growing as a team with getting team participation, coming to events. Then we went to New Orleans for a year, and then it headed to Indy, and now it's back in Indy. This is my sixth summit that I will be attending. And it's just, guys, I didn't make it to my first summit, I almost didn't make it to my first summit. And I'm sitting here 6 summits later, telling you that if I didn't get my butt to that event, I would not be sitting here right now. Everybody who, in my reach has been affected, and then in their reach, and in their reach, and in their reach, all of it that trickles down just wouldn't have happened. And so like there is some serious power in getting to live events such as Summit. And I just hope and pray that this impacts you the way that it did my very first year. So I just want to make sure that I'm easing your mind. But if you have any questions, guys, there is a chat. If you're not usually on Zooms with us, there is a little chat. If you look at the bottom, there's a bar. You can click on the chat and open that up, and you can ask any questions. At the very end, I will answer any and all questions that you guys still have. Seriously, no question is too silly or whatever. Just ask it. And if you do think of it later than today, then you can always go onto our page and ask there, or in the thread I created. First and foremost, you guys want to download the Team Beachbody TBB event app. When you get in the app, it looks like this, but it's called TBB event. And then you'll log into that, and on there, you can kind of start to play with your personalized daily schedule so that you have it housed in one digital location for yourself. But know your track and know your schedule. We should have gotten an email. You should have gotten an email. About a week or so ago, it came into our inbox, and it says like what to know before Summit, right? And there's a little rundown coming from Beachbody Corporate, which was great. They gave some great tips. You may have missed though, because it was really easy to glance over, and I totally did. It will tell you what track you're on. So if you missed that, it'll tell you, it's kind of like in bold, based on your rank as of June 6th, it'll tell you what selection track you were picked for. And then once we kind of get to Summit and all that good stuff, people can decide like, hey, what are you on that track with me? And if you are on that track together, like rallying and making sure that you're saving seats for one another in your specific tracks. But knowing the schedule, I will share with you guys schedule here in a second as well. So just know that I'll also have the daily schedule for you of what it's kind of like an overlying schedule, right? Make sure most of you guys, I believe, are in the Summit Facebook group, but if you're not in that group, make sure you're in there, and that it's like pinned as a favorite so that you don't miss any action that's happening in there. And then also I created a message thread this weekend so that we can communicate leading up to the event and throughout the event in that thread. If you get lost, if you're like, who wants to go to lunch with me? If you just have like an aha or whatever you need to tell us, share a picture with us all that maybe you took. It can all happen through that and on our Facebook group. Guys, I always recommend buying a notebook specific for Summit. So this is mine from last year, and I pulled it out, and I was like kind of blown away, because this is, for me, these notebooks are mostly just for Summit to take notes in. And I took, like, you can kind of see where I've dog-eared or put this. It's about half of the notebook worth of notes. The rest of it is like post-Summit, things I did with like team trainings, national wake up calls, etc. But like the first half of it, that's only Summit. And so I took massive amounts of notes. A pro tip that I shared last year, and I want to share it again this year, is I take the notebook, and on the very first few pages, I put a couple different things that I'd encourage you to do. And if you want to jot this down so that once you get your notebook, you can do it. It's a great reflective device prior to getting to Summit for you to get in the right headspace of like why you invested the money. Like, let me not glaze over the fact that you invested into your business, into your self-care, into your belief in Beachbody, into your belief in our team. Like, you've invested in that, and I see that, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate not only the investment you've made, but just what I know this event can do for you if you really are in like the right frame of mind going into it and while you're there. So I jot down on the top of like I reserve the first 2 front and back pages. And on the first page, the first question I ask is, what do I want to accomplish by December 31st, 2019? Now it's pretty cool, you guys, because I wrote some things down before Summit last year, and I went back in and none of those things had happened. Like, this says, what do I want to accomplish by December 31st, 2018? And none of these things had accomplished. That's just what I was aiming to do. And I wrote down 4 really big key things that I wanted to do. And you guys, as I open this notebook back up today, 2 of those 4 things have happened already. Now, I'm going to tell you that, let's see. Yeah, well, I guess one of them happened by the end of the year, and the other one happened shortly after it. But one of them was to get to New Leader Conference in February, and I got there. You guys got to witness that. And the other one was to be on stage at the next year's Summit. And I get to walk the stage and represent you guys this year at Summit, and it's so freaking cool, and I'm so honored, and I'm just so like blown away. But like, that had not happened yet, and I put it into the universe. And so I highly encourage you to take some time, whether if you're flying in on the airplane there on the ride, or maybe take a day or 2 as we lead up to this event to sit down and literally think out, what do you want to accomplish by December 31st, 2018? Guys, nothing is too big, nothing is too small, right? So jot down. And it doesn't all have to be, now obviously we're going to a Beachbody event, so you might want to harness and leverage it towards your Beachbody business, or maybe your self-care goals, right? How you want to impact others via your journey. That's where I would gear that thought process to. The next page, page 2, so the back of page 1, I wrote original goals for 2018. So take a second to go back to the top of the year and write down what your original goals for 2019 are, right? Like, realign yourself with, what did I say when that ball dropped that I really wanted to do, okay? And get yourself realigned with that. Some of the things you might jot down as your original goals, maybe they don't exist anymore, and maybe it's a question of why don't they exist? Is it just a priority thing? Like, maybe your priority is no longer in that area. That's okay. Like, share that with the people around you. But it's important to acknowledge what you originally wanted, because if maybe it just fell off because life happened, maybe it's time to come on back to that, right? Okay, page 3 is where I put gut check time. So this is where you look at your original goals, and that's where you have that honest dialogue with yourself. Just journal where you're at, maybe what's changed, what have you achieved already of those goals, what is like hanging out on the back burner that maybe deserves some of your attention, right? Give yourself an honest gut check, not a guilt trip, a gut check. Like, if this was important to you, what do you need to do moving forward to potentially help make that happen, right? And then 4th and final page, why am I going to Summit? Why am I at Summit? Your why for you attending Summit can be completely different from my why, completely different from Kelsey's and Amanda's and Elizabeth's and whoever's, right? It's okay if it's not the same as the person you're rooming with at Summit, right? But I need you to know why you're there, so that if while you're at Summit, you know, something looks better, like it looks more fun to go take a nap instead of go to the workout tracks because you're tired because you woke up early for a workout. Did you go to Summit because you wanted to catch up on sleep? Is that why you bought the ticket, right? Or like, if, you know, I would rather go off and do this versus I feel like I don't want to hang out with these people because I would rather go off and, you know, network with new people. Don't feel bad about saying, hey guys, catch you later. I'm going to go over here and network with these people, or whatever it looks like for you, right? So aligning with why you're there. What do you want to get from it? Okay, so that's my little like notebook trick. There is, and then after that, you guys, I just take like copious notes, and we'll talk about that. But notes after freaking notes after freaking notes after freaking notes. And I like to, every time I'm at a new like track or a new speaker, I would highlight what that was so that it kind of breaks up what it was. So when I get home, I can make sense of the notes, right? And then the last thing that I do, and this is an action when I get back, is that I'm going to put action to everything that I've taken notes on, right? But I'll talk about that when we get to the after part, okay? But there is a section to kind of finish off your notebook experience. Okay, the question that I know everybody is like asking, Brittany, what do I pack? So let's go over that really quick. So in terms of clothing, it's all about what you are comfortable wearing. Like, you guys know me, I'm very comfortable in like messy bun, tank top, leggings. Like that's my style, that's my vibe. This got cut off some, I don't know why it did, because it doesn't look like that anywhere else, but this should say Inspire Beauty hat. Like the hat should have been up here. So I'm sorry about that. But things that are like really important in terms of your work, in terms of what you like to wear, that's on you, and like do your thing, right? If you like to wear jeans and a nice shirt for the tracks, like knock your socks off, right? You're definitely going to want workout gear. Thursday, there's a qualification workout with Jericho. If you earned that, there's workouts on Friday morning. There's a workout on Saturday morning as well. So you want to plan for definitely those workouts. And then some essentials, of course, like when you're traveling, don't forget your phone charger, all that good stuff. This is also, this graphic, you guys, will be put into the summit page. So you don't need to like jot all this down. I promise I'm sharing it with you. Okay, but it's really important that you bring your Inspire Beauty tank, what I'm wearing, yes, the gray tank, and then your Inspire Beauty hat. And then with this ensemble, we're gonna wear this on Friday. I wanna take team pictures on Friday, okay? And so in order to kind of be a little matchy-matchy, I don't care what bra, fun stuff you put under it, I don't care about that, so you can do your own thing there. Hair can be whatever you want, it can be down, it can be back, it can be side, whatever you like. I'm not going to get like picky on anything like that, but try to go for darker bottoms, like black, gray leggings if you can. That would be awesome, because we're going to take team pictures that day, and we're going to be using those for the whole next year to promote our team. So we want it to be kind of special, yeah? That's the only thing that I really ask of in that. Okay, so during Summit, first and foremost on Thursday, you're gonna wanna check in whenever you arrive. You'll see when you open that Team Beachbody app, the check-ins, it'll tell you their times that they're open, right? So you just wanna make sure, like if you get on Wednesday, you might be able to go check in before it closes Wednesday evening. If you get in on Thursday, double check the times that that's happening. Check in right away though, and make sure you guys, they're gonna give you like a little envelope that'll have all your wristbands, your ribbons, everything in it that you'll need for the whole week. Don't lose those. Your wristbands, you'll have a specific one for your workout that you picked. You'll have a specific one for your track, and you can't get into anything unless it's on your wrist. So don't lose it. Yeah, those are really important. And then your ribbons, I've shown you before, but you can attach them to the lanyard that they give you, and all that fun stuff. And I purchased, you guys, special for you, Team Inspire Beauty, ribbons that you can also add to the bottom of your little ribbon lanyard. I will be passing those out during our social hour on Thursday night, okay? Make sure that you bring water and snacks with you when you arrive. Might also be a really great time to hit up a local grocery store. Depending on where your Airbnb is or where you're staying, I know there's a Whole Foods downtown Indy, but you can just, look on your little Apple Maps and find a place where you can go maybe buy some stuff, because it is helpful to just, not have to eat out as much. And then I don't know what your team dynamic is for the Airbnb. I'm literally going to kill my dog right now, guys. Hold on. Just need to shut the door. Okay. I don't know what you guys are doing in terms of planning for that, but if you do need to go out and get snacks or whatever, bring that with you. Bring your water you could take anywhere with you. Just keep in mind when we go into general sessions, that's going to be at Lucas Oil Stadium. So it's stadium rules. Last year, they let us bring in bags, right, Allison? Yeah, they let us bring in bags last year, and they didn't check our bags too thoroughly, but I've been to Lucas Oil for other events where they're very thorough on the checks. So you never know. So just be prepared to maybe not, like I would go check out their website, and I can also go look at that too. But check out what their policy, their bag policy is now, and try to adhere to that. You might not be able to bring a bottle filled with water into the arena, but an empty bottle. So bring your shaker bottle if you've got your Inspire Beauty decal one. That'd be an awesome one to bring, right? Snacks with you. There are Shakeology bars there. And one of my pro tips when you check in, you guys, is go directly. If you're going to get Shakeology, like if you want to shake on Friday, you want to shake on Saturday, go buy your shake ticket first, so that way you don't have to stand in two lines, because it works two ways. You buy a ticket in this line, and then you pick up your shake in this line. If you already have the ticket on you, if you go when you check in on Thursday, and on Friday morning you already have the ticket, you can just bam, pass the ticket off, and you don't have to wait in that pay line. Yeah, but you can also bring your Shakeology with you. Bring people who are driving in. Maybe you can bring the bullets or the blenders or whatever, and then anything else that you guys need. Lunch and dinner for the most part is going to be on your own each day, and you guys, like, seriously, once general session's over and you have that time before you go, there are so many places downtown Indy, first of all, that you can eat at. It's insane. It's all walkable. It's really great. Okay, it's a very, very awesome location for a summit, but go do it. Like, you don't have to wait for me or wait for anybody else to tell you where to go eat. Like, if you want to go eat somewhere, go eat there. Yeah. Make sure that you're tagging your photos with hashtag Inspire Beauty. I even started on my story with Inspire Beauty. Oh, I think I did it wrong. Oops, I already failed. I think I put Inspire Beauty does Indy. Oops, that's awkward, Britt. Takes Indy, does Indy. I don't know. We'll figure out which one we like better. But anyway, let's collaborate and figure out which one we like better. But let's use those, and we can, that way we can all kind of have access to seeing the fun pictures, because they might be flooding in and we might miss some, right? So just in case we miss any, we can always go back on Instagram later and look at those hashtags and maybe beg, borrow, steal other people's pictures that they took. That's the other thing, guys. Take lots of pictures. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm not at Summit, and I'm not Beachbody coach, I don't know anything about Beachbody, and I'm not at Summit, and you're just blasting my thing with like, this just launched, this, because there's going to be so much launching, so much madness. Like, you're going to have so many pictures. But if you flood your social media with posts, people are going to be so annoyed by you, right? And remember our team, like, remember what's on our chest and on our head: Inspire Beauty. Inspire Beauty, not annoy people with my event, right? So keep that in mind. Your story is a great place to share like little snippets throughout the day and to show what's happening and create kind of a little bit of FOMO with people about, wanting to be at the event with us. But you don't have to post everything, first of all, in the moment. Like, let it digest. Take the pictures, enjoy the pictures. Maybe later that night when you get back to your room, that's a great time to like post and like really write what's on your heart from that day. And post one thing each day. Like, I challenge you to like only post one time a day on your actual feed, and something that like really excites you and can add value to somebody who's reading it. And then save the other stuff for maybe after Summit, right? Because you want to, like, we don't want to just like throw everything out there the 3 days we're there and then we get home, we're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. So take lots of pictures, but you can utilize some of them for later after Summit. Portable charger, battery, all that good stuff. You want to have that with you at all times so that it's there at the sessions with you in case your phone dies. Because remember, you will be taking lots of stuff. Lots of notes, like I said. And then a good tip is to, when you get back to your room at the end of the night, reread through some of your notes, maybe rewrite them if they're cray-cray like me, because I'm like, like, I'm trying to write so fast. There's also better ways to do this, by the way. The next tip is like, you can take pictures or videos of the stuff that's going up, because there's going to be massive screens that will have like, if a coach is sharing a best practice, maybe they'll have it bullet pointed out, and you can just take a picture of it on your phone. But I also am like paper pencil lover, so I love to write things down. Anything that I am inspired by to take action on, doesn't matter in what capacity, but anything that inspires me that I'm like, I need to remember this, I always just put a little asterisk next to it or a heart, so that way I can come back later and make sense of my gibberish in my notebook, right? So whatever system works for you, but I would take some time to go back and reread through your notes each night, rewrite them, share them with the people you're bunking with, share them with the rest of the team, get on the Coach Summit page or on our Coach Inspire Beauty page and share with them like ideas that are fresh in your mind. Yeah. Brainstorm, talk about plans, and guys, it can be so overwhelming to have this much stuff happening in your head. So that's why it's important to kind of sort through it and not just let it die in a notebook, and be excited about all the possibilities. Don't rule anything out, right? Because I think that that's like the coolest thing, is that this can inspire you to go do something that maybe you never think or have thought about doing before, simply because somebody suggested it, right? So keep that in mind. I already talked about that. And then have fun, you guys. Have fun. If you are like, it's not going to be fun for me to go eat at whatever, I would rather go eat there. Go eat there. It's not fun for me to sit in the back of the hall. I like to sit in the front. Go sit in the front. Like, this is what you invested in, so have fun. Remember, it is a work trip though, and you're a business owner. You all are, whether you know it about yourself or not. So represent yourself as the best like example of our team as possible, making smart choices. This is my teacher. This is my mom. This is like me just caring so deeply about you guys. Make smart choices and decisions while you're there, because I want everyone home very, very safely, right? Okay, these are also all going to be shared on, I updated the agenda. It's got it all in 3 parts right now on the page, on our Coach Summit page. But every day I will give you the night before the breakdown for the following day. So you'll see this come up again the Wednesday, the day before, okay? But Thursday's check-ins, 5 p.m. there's a workout for qualifying coaches with Jericho. At 6:30 p.m., the Alexander Hotel Bar is called Plat 99. That is where we will be meeting for team social hour from 6:30 to 7:30. Charlie and I are going to provide light snacks for all of you, okay? So if you want to have dinner prior to that or something, just, make sure you're planning ahead, because we are going to be at opening ceremony till 10:30 at night. You won't probably get back to your rooms or your Airbnb till 11. So plan accordingly in terms of dinner, but there will be light snacks during that 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. And if you want, whatever you want to drink, if you want to drink alcohol, if you want to drink sparkling water, if you want to just have a little soda or water, whatever you want, it's on you. That's totally fine, but it is on you. Yeah. So you will, you can buy your drinks there at the hotel bar. And then at 7:30, we will walk as a team over to Lucas Oil. It's not too far. It's about 3 blocks away from there. So if you're driving in also or Ubering, just plan accordingly with all that good stuff. But it is about 3 blocks away from Lucas Oil, and we will walk there together. And then opening ceremony. Opening ceremony is really fun, you guys, because they're going to tell us they might drop some launches. That's where we found out about Pumpkin Spice Shakeology. That's where we found out about Transform 20. Yeah, Allison's nodding her head. That was fun that night. And they will also share with you on Thursday night where next year's summit is going to be. So at that point, ticket sales will open, and I highly encourage you to soak it in the moment, get that ticket for 2020, but also encourage your teammates who aren't there, whoa, this is amazing, right? Anything that you learn or that happens, by the way, you don't have to wait for Brittany, because I'm not going to be in the team page. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm not in the team page, you guys. You know where I'm at? I'm with you. I'm live with you, because you have my priority. You have my attention. You get my energy for those 3 days because you invested and said yes in this. So my investment is not to be posting a lot on the team page. I might come in once each day, but I'm not going to be hanging out there. That's not where I'm spending my time. So if you want to say, hey, this product just launched, or this program's coming in January, feel free, guys. It's your team. You tell everybody. You guys can also be the relayers of information. Quick rundown of Friday. Your workouts either 6 or 7 a.m. depending on which workout you chose with your super trainer. 9:30 to 12 is going to be our general session, and that's Team Swag Day, so don't forget. We will probably meet 9:15-ish out front so that we can all sit together for general session, okay? Then we'll have lunch break, come back for workshops. Your tracks, like I said, were assigned in an email. And then at 5:15 p.m., we're going to meet at Union Station, which is just outside of the convention center, not far at all. And that's when we'll do our team pictures. I was going to do them early in the morning. I did change that. If you read the agenda the first time, I changed it. I want to give everybody enough time to get their workout done, shower. I do know that we do have some people doing 7 a.m. So I wanted to be respectful of that and give you enough time and not rushy. So we're going to do them afterwards. So 5:15 p.m., we're going to meet at Union Station for team picks. And then Diamond Dinner is that night if you are a Diamond coach on our team. And then Success Club Tailgate Party, if you were invited to that, is that night too. Saturday. Super workout is outside at Monument Circle downtown. We will be wearing Free Smiles tanks. Who owns a Free Smiles tank. If you don't worry. I'm going to bring one for you. Everyone will have one in their hands, so don't you dare worry. I've got them all stacked out right here, and I will be taking a little vote on who needs one, etc., and your sizes. But plan on being downtown, honestly, you guys, at like 5 a.m. Seriously, because we're talking tens of thousands of coaches all trying to fit and squeeze in streets like this, right? So we got to get there super early to be able to snag a spot. And one of the things is it's really hard to save spots because there's so many people that, like, if I'm like, hey, I'm trying to save that, like, they're like, whatever, they're in there. You'll see it. People sometimes get a little rude about like personal space and things like that. Just like let it roll off. Just remember why you're there, right? That's why we write down our why before we even get there. So we can realign with that. But we're going to look for a spot all together. General session. Between all of these, you'll have time to go home and shower and all that good stuff. Lunch break, more workshops, same tracks as the day before. And then at 8:30 to 10:30 is the celebration ceremony at Lucas Oil Stadium. That's where they'll be celebrating Elite. They will be celebrating Premier. They will be celebrating the top 10 coaches, top coach, and they'll also, my favorite part, celebrate the Beachbody champions, the people who lost massive amounts of weight over the last year with Beachbody products. So that's really cool. Tearjerker for sure, because you like hear their whole story and then they come out and it's like what's that guy from Subway, Jared? It's like with like the big pants and then they like drop it and they're like all tiny. It's so cool. Okay. And then last but not least, guys, afterwards. So back to the notebook. When you get done taking all those notes, one thing that I do is at the end, I write summit action items. And I go back through my notes and I put wherever I had a star or a heart of something that I wanted to make sure that I didn't forget, that I thought was a cool idea or something I wanted to try, it comes back on this list. Now, this list though, from here, so I mean, once you take everything from my notes, it's really like, it's not so daunting. It's like, oh, okay, there's a list front and a little bit on the back. Like, I can do this stuff, right? But then from that list, there are things that you should probably do now, like immediately after Summit. There's probably things that maybe would be great before the year is over. And then there's things that would be like someday that could be really cool if it aligns with my business goals, right? And so just know that like everything on this list, I didn't even do after Summit, but I put it here so that it was in front of me to take action on. Don't allow your ideas and your knowledge just to simply remain in your head or in the notebook, you guys. The world needs you to implement them. And so you're going to get so many ideas, but if you're waiting for like the perfect plan to be executed and you never do it because you're just waiting for perfection, that's a failure right there to me. Imperfect action is where it's at. So you want to definitely take some time to reflect, write down your action items, and create those lists. Also know that the Monday after Summit, I'm going to, each month I pick guest speakers. In July, my guest speakers are you guys. I want you guys to be featured, recapping, takeaways, ahas, all that good stuff. So I want to definitely have you guys be on board on July 15th, that Monday. So plan to be on live, sharing your experience, your takeaways with your teammates. And if you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, don't worry about it right now. Like, we'll talk about that later. Just know in your calendar, Monday, July 15th would be a great day to jot down. We're also going to tentatively have on the 16th, 17th, and 18th a coach open house, a 3-day sneak peek, right? And I'd love to have you guys partner with me on that, especially if you're looking to grow your team. It'll be a 3-day coach little sneak peek open house. That way, right after Summit, you'll be able to spend, the day or two coming out of Summit inviting people who have been watching you all week, and then teaching them a little bit more about the ins and outs of what we do as coaches and our team and what we're all about, and seeing how maybe they can fit into all of that. And then that way, coming out of Summit, you have some actionable invites to make towards joining our team, and that you're leveraging the fact that you were at an event with your team for your business. Yeah. And then, like I said, afterwards, you definitely want to snag your Summit 2020 ticket and encourage others on our team to attend as well, because every year, you guys, it just keeps getting better and better. I'm so excited. Now, not everybody, let's see here. Let me stop share. Last year, we had 10 coaches. This year, we had 20 coaches enroll for Summit, which was incredible. Not all 20 are going to, unfortunately, be able to attend, and that's okay. Things happen. But, like, my goal, you guys, is to get to triple digits with our team at some point. And it starts with us just saying like, I had an amazing experience and I want you there with me next year, right? There's power in telling somebody you would love being here with me. And sometimes it's as simple as that. You just need to let them know that you're thinking about them and you want them to be there with you. So keep that in mind. Subject of the email that had our track. I don't see it in my inbox. I think it said something, Elizabeth, like what to expect. Does anybody have it? My phone is charging, so I can't pull it up. Does anybody have their phone in front of them and can look at that?
So I think it says what to know before you go to Coach Summit. I don't know. I think that's the one because it talks about getting to your workshops. So I think that's the one.
Awesome. That's definitely the one that I'm referring to as well. Thank you. Any questions, you guys? Anything that I didn't cover that you're like, what about this? What should I do about this?
What exactly is general session?
Yeah. So during the general session is when your keynote speakers are going to be speaking. So like the opening session is more celebration and excitement about product launches. So that's what's going to happen on Thursday night. On Friday and Saturday, though, those general sessions are going to be your keynote speakers. So they're going to be your, like Rachel Hollis, who's speaking. The author, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, so forgive me, but he's the author of Atomic Habits. He's also a keynote speaker. And so they'll be breathing just personal development life into you. The general sessions are typically like my favorite part of Summit. Yeah. And the general sessions will be in Lucas Oil. So we'll be in like stadium seating, like football stadium seating. And then the convention center is across the street, and that's where all of the workouts and breakout sessions are, and Shakeology bars, and the core, which is where the shopping is. Yeah. Also in downtown Indianapolis, guys, they have it set up that everything can be accessed through like tunnel systems. So yeah, it's pretty cool, but they're actually above, they're not really tunnels, they're like above ground. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, it does rain there is what I'm trying to tell you guys. And so plan accordingly for rain, because this is a rainy season in the Midwest. But also, if it is raining and you need to take shelter and get from one place to another, you can always navigate their like inside tunnel system. Any other questions?
Could be a silly question, but we don't all get to take pictures with the trainers based on whatever time they want to take pictures. It's only if you made that thing, right?
Correct. So yes, you could potentially see the trainers on the street when they're going from one place to another.
I'm gonna be that stalker.
And you can be. They do have their people with them who are trying to push them to another place, who are trying not to allow them to stop. It's kind of like Disney when like Mickey Mouse like gotta move. It's kind of like that, but I wouldn't say that there's no opportunity to ever have a picture with a trainer. That's the other thing, you guys, when you're in these convention center halls for the workouts, the earlier you get there, the better chance you have of being close to the stage. So again, if you have a 6 a.m. workout, if you get there at 5:45, you're going to be in the back. Do you guys hear my son? He's scratching at the door. Oh my gosh, I can't do it. Anyway, if you get there at 5:45, expect to be in the back corner, like peaking for autumn, right? So you want to get to things early because it's a massive amount of people in one location. The other thing too, if there's coaches that you want to take pictures of or with, like last year, Natalie saw Melanie Mitro as we were walking out of a general session, and she was just like awestruck because it's one of her coaches that she loves following. If you see a coach that you love following, aside from me, totally kidding. I had to say that. Okay, if you see a coach though that you love following, ask them for a picture. Why not? It's fun. Yeah. I've done it before, and it's like butterflies all over. You're like, oh my God, I just follow you on social media and you're in real life. But it's fun, guys. It's so much fun. So embrace it, right? You see somebody you want to take a picture with, go take a picture with them. You want to go do something, go do it. Yeah. Any last questions before we pop off this thing? No? Okay. I'm like seeing people moving, mouths moving. Okay. Kayla, this is like your 17th summit, girlfriend. I'm so excited for you guys. She's like the OG. She's the one that started this trend for our team and made it happen. Oh yeah, we saw Donald last year. You know Donald from 80 Day Obsession? They got to like fangirl him for a second. Yeah, and that's the cool thing too around the core where the shopping is and everything. A lot of times you might see those types of people hanging around places like that. It's just fun. Have fun. You guys I'm so excited to see just what this does for you, for your spirit, for your business, for your self-care, all of it. I can't wait. So guys, if you have any other questions that maybe pop up after this, don't hesitate to ask them either in that message thread I created or in our summit group. Those would be two really great locations. If you ask it in front of everybody else, it helps everybody else who maybe didn't know they had that question to know they had that question, right? So do me a solid and ask it there, not privately. All right, let's take a pic. All right. Yes! Guys, I'm so excited. It's summit time. I'm so freaking excited. Okay, ready? I'll count down 3, 2, 1, and then we'll take it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yay! All right, guys. Thank you so much for spending your Monday with me. I will see you in 10 days. Have a great night.